So yeah, welcome back to the Icarus project. This is episode 30 after a bit of a hiatus.
Unannounced hiatus.
Yeah, it was some for good reasons. For good reasons. We are not we.
I'm a diligent school student.
Yeah, he's pursuing greatness.
Pursuing
Money. The moolah. The guap.
some poor.
Superman. Well, first, I guess could just give it your rating. Wait, what was your rating? Overall rating. Out of 10.
6.57.
6.5. I will give it an 8.5. No, wait. Yeah.
A lot of people here
I'll give it an
it's
8.
like the greatest thing ever. So,
It's not the. Okay, well, we'll get into that.
yeah, but
yeah.
overarching, like all encompassing for the movie itself, it had a lot of redeeming qualities. So I would say like 7.
Well, it was 8 for me because it was 8 for me because of just reasons I'll talk about, but overall, I really like that movie. I came out of that movie feeling good. Like I felt warmth. Like I felt warmth and joy and hope and happiness. Like I felt good coming out of that movie, and it was
had a warm hug in the cinema.
boy. It was also an IMAX. So that was already an experience by itself.
Saw the stretchy feet.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't notice it in the cinema, but I saw it after. I did see so I see a clip and I was like, oh, and camera lenses was doing things. But yeah, it was to me that movie was a very good introduction for Superman because it wasn't really an introduction. I like I really liked how he did the intro where it was just give you the breakdown one time. So Humans here for like 300 years. It has Superman been in the scene for like 3 years. This is the first time he lose a fight. We inside. Stop. That was it. That was all we needed. And I was like, well, yeah, because we done see the intro, the beginning of the origins of Superman on several occasions, not just in live action, in animated, in comics. It's been done. So we didn't need to see it done. I mean, if they want to revisit it, sure, but it wasn't necessary.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So I like that they gave it a sweep under the rug, but we starting from here, boom. And I was like, the intro, well, what did you think of? So we have a justification for why it is he was coughing up blood next to the Fortress of Solitude and was in shambles.
Because he get beat up from what was the name they give it? I know who it is.
Ultraman.
No, they give it another name. The something like the area that he was from.
Oh, the Hammer of Baravia.
Yeah, the Hammer of Baravia.
Yeah, I feel like that's from some comic.
The same wasn't from any comic though.
It have a comic something similar, but it might just be a similar name.
So you get blood from the Hammer of Baravia, which ended up being Ultraman, which is a Superman variant from another world.
Yeah. Well,
but is he?
He's a clue.
Yeah, he is. But
yeah,
Ultraman is a variant from another world.
Well, yes, yeah. The actual Ultraman is a variant from another.
Right. So we getting rid of that.
Well, maybe we'll
is it Bizarro? Because that is a Superman clone.
It looked like if James Gunn wants to, I feel like he could bring back that clone as Bizarro, and because the spoiler is the man gets sucked into a black hole. That should be end of him, but seeing as he is a Superman, he could survive it, face distorted, and come back and look. This is how we introduce Bizarro. Because Bizarro have a bunch of origins. It keeps changing. It doesn't have to be one specific thing.
And Ultraman is not an idiot like they portray him.
No, he's not.
It's literally Bizarro.
Yes, he's more Bizarro than anything.
Without the distortion.
Yeah. I understand why Lex named him Ultraman, because he wanted him to be better than Superman, and what's better than Super?
Well, that's in the Pokemon universe, but
yeah, no, okay, fair enough, fair enough. But I mean, if you think about good, great, better, super, after super, how to be ultra? So
Nice your scaling, sure.
so the man went with Ultraman because he find he had to be well. According to Lex, Ultraman was stronger than Superman.
That's according to Lex, but he wouldn't know.
Well, he would actually. He's a generational hater that
We'll get it.
made the full effort to know everything he needed. The man learned everything about Superman, his fight patterns, so he could cut his ass repeatedly. 1A to death. Oh boy.
You want to talk about 1A one time?
1A to death. That.
So Lex, supposedly one of the smartest people in the world,
Mm-hmm.
needs to control Bizarro. Could make pocket dimensions, right? With black holes in it.
Mm-hmm.
Could control metamorpho to
Yeah.
create the substance called kryptonite. But he has to have cameras around to control Ultraman playing Battleship.
Well,
1A, 64D,
I mean,
32B.
You sunk my battleship! Who, me?
Ultraman was a
Why
doofus
is he playing Battleship to control him?
because Ultraman is a doofus. The man needs the most simplistic commands possible to be able to function.
I think that was the most ridiculous thing to control him. Like, even if you had to sit down and use a remote control or something.
Now, well, the remote control. I mean,
No, I just saying, like, it had better ways to do that than play Battleship, though.
it was a way for him to control it. So it wasn't
to control it.
it wasn't as strange to me because it was like, all right, he's stupid. Fine. What's the easiest way to get him to follow a command? Give him simple instructions. When I say this, you do this instead of punch or kick. What kind of punch you thinking? What? Because he's a doofus.
So
He can't think for
basically-
himself properly.
So basically, the easiest way to destroy Ultraman was just block all the cameras.
Well, yeah.
And you think that was a compelling thing to put into the movie?
Well, it was wicked.
Stupid.
It was
I
wicked.
mean, if that is a cup of tea, because I find the movie was like a Saturday morning cartoon that they take, like 3 episodes of a Saturday morning cartoon that they just make live action, right? And that part was the most ridiculous part to me. They fighted aliens and kaijus, but they created pocket universes as prisons for thousands of people and your ex-girlfriend, which is another ridiculous thing.
Listen.
And the only way that you could control a clone that you make is to play Battleship.
Man had instructions and the clone was to follow the instructions. I don't know why. I don't know what other ways he could have thought of to come up with it, but that's the one that they went with in the movie.
And the thing is, the fights were happening so fast, or we have time to say, all right, A1, it wasn't just a press a button for A1.
No, well,
these guys were literally putting in commands.
Yeah, because like in the very first, when he was fighting him as the Hammer of Beravia, he was predicting what Superman would do and giving him the commands ahead of what Superman would do. So it wasn't just in the heat of the battle, or counter like this, or counter. He was doing it in advance. And he was doing it at the end as well, because that whole sort of talking sequence where he was saying Superman was just, and this is one of the things I liked about it. While he have him going 1A, and mashing in his face and full on heat vision to the man's eyes, Superman just still there, chest strapping it and smiling and smirking. And I was like, that's my Superman
And
now.
that warmed your heart.
It was like, because that is Superman. That's what he's supposed
I mean,
to be doing.
that's your interpretation. That's the Superman that you want.
That's Superman that we grew up. That's Justice League Superman.
Which
Justice
episode of
League Unlimited.
Which episode of Justice League you see Superman get beaten to the floor smiling like Joker?
Several episodes. Every
Getting
episode,
beat.
Superman was getting his ass washed.
I'm not saying that Superman wasn't getting like something, but you're making it sound like this weak version of Superman is what we used to get in.
It is.
No,
He was
not.
always back up. He always on the ground. Batman or Martian Manhunter come and help me. That was the man.
I feel like we
whole
watch a
thing.
different Justice League.
If we-
Unlimited now.
Whenever Darkseid show up, that was it. He on the ground.
It's a different thing with that.
When Amazo jump in, he was on the ground.
Amazo's not the man with the heart of kryptonite. No, that's
No.
Metallo.
Yeah. When Metallo show up, when people with actual abilities to stop him
And
show up, he on the ground.
Like the story of
Listen, dog, I just mentioned five. Lex, Amizu, Metallo, this man with Battle Will, not Darkseid. You want he have a kind he's very purple and he have a kind of pointed can't remember his name. Start with M or something so. But he
Mom?
is Mama? I'm not sure. But Mongol, yes.
Right.
When he show up, Superman is be laid out. It have people that could lay him out, and he was laid out repeatedly in I watched Justice League from start to finish several times. I've seen Superman on the ground. In the animated movies, he's been on the ground. And that's just to say that he can't fight back.
I don't say that man wasn't getting like lash and thing, but he was never beaten and bloody like he was in this movie.
Then I still feel like the justification for that is much better because they say that he's been in this for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time he's ever lost in 3 years. That means he cutting everybody's ass. The one person that cuts his ass is him. At being controlled by the smartest man in the world. If there was anybody to do that to him, who else would be? Batman, probably. Mr. Terrific, considering his intelligence. But I felt like it was a justifiable way to say, all right, now he's getting his ass washed. Because in the beginning of the movie, he was getting his ass washed. In the middle of the movie, less so, but he was still getting his ass washed because of how he was away from sunlight for a couple of days and kryptonite poisoning and all that. So I still like, all right, yeah, he's still getting your ass washed, but he still performed. So I could understand what you're saying. You're probably seeing him getting his ass washed more often than you would have liked to.
I just don't understand. You want this to be the start of their universe, and you're portraying Superman as so basically moving forward. This is Superman we're gonna have, right? Superman getting licks.
Why is it like that? Why is it like he gone?
That's literally what you just said.
So
like
Superman not allowed to get licks?
I'm not saying no, but that's the version that you want to portray. Because let me be honest. I hate to draw reference from previous ones, but even in Superman Returns, which is supposed to be a continuation from Real Superman, right? A whole island full of kryptonite. Superman wasn't that weak. That was just their version of it, right? But it's like to compare him to Reeves' version of Superman. I go back to Reeves' version of Superman. Reeves' Superman get licks from Zod, yes, but he was never portrayed as that weak until he actually
Why you think he's weak though? What about him? So let me ask a question. What about this Superman would you put up as he's weak? Like what feature, what characteristics from him do you see as weak? Because I think that's what we need to understand.
Broken bones, bloodied, emotional, not able to have conviction as Superman should, because he was raised in.
All right, well, let me take one at a time.
Okay.
The first one, the broken bones. That is one of the reasons you would say that he would be considered weak. You don't think that the way that his bones were broken was a justifiable way to say his bones were broken?
Fighting a Kryptonian.
Fighting an actual stronger clone of himself. So the only person that could beat him is himself. Stronger. That's how his bones were broken. Prior to that, had not lost.
Stronger, but okay.
Prior to that. Well, that's what they gave us in the movie.
Yeah.
They say, Lex say the man's stronger. Lex would probably do.
See what he wants.
He could say, well, no, but that's what they tell us in the movie. That the clone's strong. Right? So if we go off of that basis, the clone's stronger than him. So his bones being broken. I feel like that's a justifiable way for his bones to be broken.
I guess.
Alright, so that's bones broken. Fine. Maybe weak, but it makes sense why his bones broken.
It makes sense to you, buddy, but good.
So it don't make sense to you that somebody stronger than him could break his bones?
Yo, okay.
No, that's the justification.
Okay.
But if you don't agree with it, you don't agree with it. But that's what I'm trying to understand. If it is like a thing that he
I made my points clear that like this is Superman, Superman.
Right.
And if that is the justification behind it, sure. We have a weak Superman. Go ahead.
But why is fighting somebody stronger than him weak, making him weak? So for example, if Henry Cavill Superman fights Zod and Zod broke his bones in that, would that make Henry Cavill weak?
Yeah.
So when he fought Doomsday and Doomsday killed it, did that make Henry Cavill Superman weak?
Died, yes.
Right. But does that make him weak?
Yeah, but I'm not saying that. I never said that Superman can't get damaged though. But they portray him as a weak.
How is that portraying as weak? You literally tell him, first you tell him he ain't lose ever. Then you tell him the only time he ever lose is because he fights somebody who's actually him, but stronger. How is it so? So basically tell me the only way I can lose is if I could fight myself and he's better than me.
Alright.
How is that weak? That actually telling me that I am unstoppable except for me. Unless I fight myself, I am unstoppable.
Then you're not unstoppable. If you could die, you're not unstoppable. Nobody says Superman's unstoppable though.
But you're saying that the man weak. That's what I'm trying to understand.
I'm saying the portrayal of him in this movie is weak. But alright, we'll stick on this for the whole video.
That's true. All right. So the next thing is his conviction.
Yeah.
Right. His convictions. I feel like if you find out that your parents send you somewhere to do one thing and you live your whole life thinking, this is what I'm supposed to do. And then you find out, first of all, from your arch nemesis, who first you're thinking, this is a trick. Right? So first of all, is that he taking your memory of your parents and putting some lie on it. So you're just like, dog, that's slow. Then you find out it's actually true. Your parents were garbage and they sent you here on a mission the exact opposite of what you thought you were sent here to do.
Okay.
I feel like some form of let me scratch my head for a second because dying sounding too righteous. Because this is already new territory. Actually, no, that's not true.
They tried to do something similar to that in Smallville.
Yeah, I was not gonna say it's not new territory.
Which is not really new territory, but that was no comic.
Yeah,
No comic
this is a new.
That Jor-El did that.
Yeah, that's not a comic.
Right.
I mean, well, when Jor-El is in the comics, Jor-El actually is a douchebag.
No, he's ass. Yeah,
he's a douchebag. Like
he didn't send Superman to start a harem.
No, that was specific to James Gunn. James Gunn decided to throw the word harem into Superman.
I don't understand.
I mean, well, let's see it, but yeah.
And then Bradley Cooper Jor-El was just
it was
to go from Brando to Maximus Decimus Meridius to
Bradley
Cooper looking like a, you know what? Skip that because terrible. But
like the casting. I could see somebody else being. He didn't quite fit it for me either. Like I wasn't bothered by it, but I could see why it's not.
James Gunn and the actors that work with him, he want them in his movies. So
True.
That's how it was.
You saw his brother?
Maxwell Lord.
Yeah.
I mean, no more Pedro Pascal as Maxwell Lord.
Pedro ain't coming back. Pedro say
as Maxwell Lord, never. He's never coming back. That whole Wonder Woman thing get.
No, it's not even that. The man say, I don't like how I look with a shaved face.
Yeah, he not gonna cut that mustache.
And he's like, I ain't doing that again.
Yeah.
So
and Wonder Woman was terrible.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman was terrible.
So, well, to me, that I feel like that is justification for. Let me take a minute. Well, it's not even that he needed to take much of a minute because when he found out, he didn't even focus on that. He went to find crypto. And then when he got
the emotional anguish of Lex kidnapping his dog as well, he would not act like that in the comics.
Well, I mean, it wasn't his dog.
He would not act like that in the comics. He would not act like that in any other iteration. So there's another James Gunn thing for
what that he would go after a dog?
How he acted when Lex took the dog, busting in the office and flipping the table and getting up in Lex's face
that specifically, he ripped that right out of Justice League. Justice League Superman was always screaming at Lex for small things just like that.
That's ridiculous.
He was that's the comic. That's the cartoon. That's Superman.
Then
Then I feel like issue is with the fact the Superman himself, not the fact like how he should be, but this is you just don't like how Superman is.
I don't like how he's portrayed in this movie, and I said that from the trailer.
You did, but this is how he's been portrayed since Justice League, since the comics. That is how the man was coming and scream at Lex right through. That is his whole shtick.
Well, that's because in the comics, he with Lex from time before, and he knows what Lex is capable of from time before. Now is a different story. In this version of the, start Lex now putting his plan into action, because he said that he did all this now because he's a generational hater. No, it's wasn't like Superman and Lex button heads. This is not Lex becoming president of the United States.
Yeah.
Lex, this is them now starting.
Well, from what Superman said, he said that Lex's obsession with him getting a little creepy. I feel like that means that he been telling them things for a little while.
Alright.
Because obsession after two meetings. Well, you're right, it was the first meeting. Because when he went to Scare Crypto, the man said, "Fine, nice to meet you, finally." So maybe he knew about him before, but they never actually met up until that moment because they never had any reason to. I don't know. All I know is the man said the obsession getting creepy.
But then, I mean, everybody on Earth had an obsession with Superman, if you can really consider it, because all the reports was about Superman, everything. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be about Superman only because, remember, it have metals all around, and
Correct.
it have the Justice Gang.
Like say, all of them is pissing off, but Superman specifically.
All right. So you're focusing on Lex now. It's an obsession with Lex now because what? He's a billionaire and could actually afford to focus on him.
What do you mean?
Like, why are you upset with Lex? At that point, Lex did nothing to him. I mean, he might have.
Prior to that, what did Lex say?
Well, yeah, but he hate supers.
What did Lex say?
And Lex and Superman's not a human. And
Lex went on international television, show a clip of the man's parents, then said that your parents saying that you're here to kill us all, or rule us all, and have a harem. The first time I ever go to talk to this man is right after he went break into my home, kill all my robots, take my dog, take my parents' message from me. I kicking in your door. What do you mean? I gotta talk to you calmly. Not only did you just do it, you add icing on top of it. You take not even my dog, my cousin dog. So it's like this is not even my shit that you're taking. You're taking something I watching for somebody else. Dog, what?
Okay.
That is reason to kick in a man door.
Okay.
So
that's some personal for you.
Well, it was personal for me. It was personal for John Wick. If you mess with a man dog,
I mean, it was not for John Wick. I understand that. But you're watching, you are a superhero watching a super dog and a human kidnap the dog. You're gonna bust in just to show your power.
Absolutely. Because what did he do prior to that? He broke into my home. He took my dog, not from the side of the road, no. From my home. He killed he mashed up all my robots that is taking care of me. In my home, like this man was in my home. That is reason to kick in on my door.
That's what personal for you.
Because if I put myself in that situation, I know, hey, Lex, you would not make it out, man. You would not make it out.
First things first, your fortress wasn't supposed to open for nobody besides you.
It didn't. Who'd open for?
For Ultraman.
His clone.
Right.
His DNA.
Right, but Superman didn't know about that at the point in time.
Right.
So, how he even questioned Lex, well, like, how you get into my place?
He did.
No.
But he questioned your robot.
He ain't questioned Lex about how you get
because it don't matter at that point. You done in my home, you done do that already. What I want to know is where my damn dog.
That personal for you. I like dogs as well.
That if I put myself
Superman, I'm not acting like that for the dog. As Superman,
or is it just
lose my first battle ever? I ain't gonna get on like that for a dog because it's looking like I'm overcompensating for losing for the first time in 3 years since I announced myself.
Well, All I'm saying is I pull in from, I guess I also pull in from stuff that I would have read recently with Superman. I know it's not the same, whereas a dog is different from a little girl, a human and a dog, whatever. But Superman, in a comic I read, Superman left the planet, went to the far side of the galaxy for one little girl in a rage. Flew back. This girl was asking, all she do is ask questions. All she do is ask questions. That's what I mean by, I feel like that makes sense to me. The man is that kind of person. He will leave, he will up and leave for one thing.
So he will do that for a little girl.
He will
so
do that.
Understand why he did that,
I could. It makes sense to me because I see that as his character. He will drop everything. He will fly into a rage for one thing that he deems important.
Right. And you see, I like how you make your statements because you justify it for yourself because you say it makes sense to you and you're trying to project that onto me. I find.
No, I'm not trying to project it onto
that's what
you.
you're doing.
No, I'm saying that this is what Superman is portrayed as in the media that we have had leading up to this movie. So I'm saying that this is what he is. I'm not seeing it as this is how I want him to be. This is how he actually is.
Right. So you say Superman accustomed shouting at Lex in media and blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. We know Superman is talk sternly to Lex. He's never do it in front of cameras unless he has to. And it's never be a shouting match when you consider the media. When Superman talking to Lex in like Superman the animated series or Justice League and stuff, he's like Luthor and talk to him sternly. He ain't shouting and screaming like a little girl most of the time, though. Be honest.
Again, what about what he was saying was like a little girl?
No, just how he was acting. Even when he was
he was
when he wore to Lois.
Mm-hmm.
Right? How he was acting, Superman would never talk to Lois like that. He would talk to her with conviction, like I was seeing from the first time we saw that clip. When we talked about it the last time, Superman wouldn't get on like a people were going to die.
I will admit,
Clark. And the thing is, I went back and I watched it. Clark and Superman would not act like that. Not even Clark would act like that.
I will admit, the man, that is something, and James Gunn didn't say he did it intentionally.
Yeah, and the thing is, he started off the interview, James Gunn directly interviewed, how he started off with Lois was well done. He had the conviction from the start, right?
Yeah, I know.
And I understand if he was getting on like that, if he heard Lois say, I knew it would end up like this before the interview started, then he would have get emotional.
I feel like what tripped him off is when Lois made it seem like she was questioning him. Well, he was good up until when she started to say things like, I feel like if I was in that position, I would do this differently, or I don't feel like you're doing this right.
If you really watch the interview, she didn't really say if I was in a position. She was saying like, these are the laws that govern us. Not I would do this. She was saying like, this is what you're supposed to do. Not I would do this. Nah. And she was talking to him. She had more conviction in what she was saying than Superman was supposed to portray.
The way she was talking, what she was saying, it felt like she was saying it from a place, or not just an interview, because that happened in both of them in an interview. Right? Both of them started to slip into they started to get personal after it, and I think that was affecting him throughout it. So I don't think it was. If it was a regular person, a regular Joe interviewing him and then targeting him and then like attacking him in that way, I feel like he would have been okay. But if it because it was Lois, I didn't say that yet.
But I saying your preference this whole interview, but you would let me interview a Superman. You're going to beat Superman, even if the interview was like Miss Lane, and you're literally turning to Superman.
But he got emotional. He did get emotional,
which he's not supposed to do.
I've seen him get emotional.
You're always coming back to I've seen him do this and I've seen him do that. The conviction
because you're saying that he's not supposed to.
I'm saying the conviction that Superman is supposed to have, he's not supposed to get that emotional. You are a super being, dog. Yes, he was raised in Kansas, Missouri, or whatever. But your parents from Kansas taught you to be an upstanding, keep your conviction kind of person, not the super emotional. Yes, talk about your feelings, but actually enunciate them basically now. Even when he went back home, it was the same thing though, and you saw it.
When
But
he went back
I don't
home-
know how he like get this thing where he had to be super emotional, and that is like what all the people that watch this movie say is like, oh my gosh, I can relate to the Superman so much. You're not supposed to relate to Superman, which I've been saying from the beginning. He is Superman, dog.
That's what, and that's the thing. Your vision of Superman is up there, like unattainable, right? We could never be that.
You're not supposed to be like that.
But that is what Superman is. He's supposed to be not. He's a vision of what we can be.
Okay.
So he's not unattainable. He is a man.
Yeah. And
Yes, he has superpowers. So like when he gets, I feel like the emotional aspect of it, I feel like that is a side effect or a result of our age today. Back then, manly men,
bitch.
Superman
I feel like James
was
Gunn watch
extra
our-
stoic.
Superman watch our podcast.
James Gunn?
James Gunn watch our podcast because he cousin called my bitch at the end though.
What?
Like,
He did.
and I stressed on that the first time we talk about this dog. He is a bitch in this. And watching the movie, I went in no preconception. I went in with an open mind. It's like, I'm going to try to enjoy this movie because I want to enjoy this movie because I hate the starting over all the time thing. And I know this is what we have going forward, so I want to like it. But I'm watching it, it's like, you're acting like a bitch.
To me,
Acting like a bitch.
He did.
Like I understand the previous iterations that we would have seen of him, like from the cartoons, from the different animated movies, from even Smallville. Clark was naive in Smallville.
Well, he was young.
He wasn't a bitch.
he was young.
He was a bitch. That's different. He was a bitch of Alana.
He was a
That's
bitch right
different. He was a bitch of Alana. That is very different.
He had his bitch.
Of
Lana, Lois, who else had boy?
Chloe, he wasn't
Nah,
a
not
bitch.
Chloe.
He wasn't a bitch.
He had
Very
his
period.
moments. He
Very
was
period.
he was
He
on the
wasn't a
ground all the time, like,
And I understand that. I understand that from Smallville. Because right before he even became Superman, he was Clark becoming a superhero.
I mean, that was a TV show, and they wanted to do the drama thing.
They had to keep the seasons going until 10
they needed
seasons,
drama.
right?
Yeah.
But he wasn't a bitch. Christopher Reeves, he was a dork. He was never a bitch.
He was a what? He was a dog.
He was never a
Clark,
bitch.
Clark was
Brandon
especially.
We didn't get too much of him as Clark, but he was.
He wasn't bad, but he was real. Like he didn't have much personality.
Yeah, he was real cardboard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He didn't have much
He was
personality.
very cardboard.
Yeah,
Henry Cavill, he was Rico Suave.
he was smooth at it.
Yeah,
He's a
he was
handsome
Rico
man.
Suave. Even when he was as Clark and you see the shells shirt and
Yeah,
thing,
he was a handsome man.
he was Rico Suave.
Yeah, he was
Even
just
when
out
he
there.
pulled Lois into the bathtub and thing when she come home and he was being Clark and thing.
Yeah,
It's like,
he was like, yeah, this
Alright.
is a man.
but still, not.
Well, no,
a-
I mean that version of
Yeah, so we gotta leave Snyder.
Zack
Snyder
Snyder,
out.
the whole cast, down to Martha and Jonathan Kent, were handsome and beautiful
I mean,
people.
Kevin Costner.
He's a handsome man. Kevin Costner is a handsome man.
And we could roast Zack Snyder from now until oblivion with that whole
Yeah, that's
"Don't save me."
What's
That's
your-
ridiculous. We all know that was ridiculous. We all know that wasn't supposed to happen.
You see the meme with the squirrel?
Yeah,
What's that?
if Zack Snyder directed this school, it's ridiculous. But, yo, let me get back to the movie that we're supposed to be talking about. I'm not saying that the movie was terrible. It's just the portrayal of Superman. And the thing is, I had high hopes with that opening scene, though. I had such high hopes with that opening scene of Superman. Not the one where he get beat and
When he was flying
you see
back?
when he saved the woman from the building falling,
Mhm.
and you see he come out of that suit.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Tell me that is not Piccolo levels of aura farming, though.
Yeah, he was.
Oh my goodness.
He did that to let people know.
James Gunn, thank you for that.
He did that to let people know. Cause I see people putting that him and the Batman, Pattinson, where
That-
when he
those
was
two should never-
walking upside down.
Mhm.
When yeah, that scene where Batman was walking in that fire. I see that, and then Superman flying in the smoke on top. like the two parallels, I keep seeing that image, and I was like, yeah, this was cool. That was cool.
Pattinson and Corin Smith should never meet. I don't think that this Batman works with that Superman.
Right.
I don't think that works.
In the end,
Let Matt Reeves finish a story, because if people start talking about merging these two universes,
Nah, they're not
I
going
think
to.
no, there's he did the interview. He said there's consideration.
who, James?
Yeah. But
I don't think they will.
That should never mix
I don't think they will, because
Reeves universe out of this.
James Gunn Batman is brave and bold, and I'm gonna have Robin in it.
Alright, so
I can't see Pattinson with a Robin yet.
I mean, because remember they say this is like early years Batman too in the Reeves universe, and I think that's what Gunn do. Gunn tried to pull a lot from that, like
Early
thought
years.
process behind that, because it
was early years.
He's a big fan of Matt Reeves, and he said it many times. He loves Matt Reeves. He loves Matt Reeves' idea. He loves the way he directs. He loves the thought process that he has. So he tried to pull a lot of that like early years thing for his Superman. But this Superman, honestly, I think is a very Corin Smith is perfect for what James Gunn wants to do.
He's very smiley.
He's exactly what James Gunn wants. If you watch Guardians of the Galaxy, if you watch The Suicide Squad, if you watch Slither, if you watch all these things that James Gunn would have directed, Scooby-Doo, he's what James Gunn wants. And that is why a person like Cavill would not do good in this universe, I think.
Henry, I don't know.
And I'm not saying that it had better options out there. This is what we have. This is what we have moving forward. Let me see where he goes with it. But I find James Gunn has his way of doing things, and he's not doing like what everybody wants to do, which is if the superheroes were to happen in our real world.
I think,
and that is what Zack Snyder started to do. That is what Reeves tried to do.
That was a whole era of comic book movies.
That is what Marvel was trying to do.
Correct. If these superheroes
happened in our world.
I actually think that hurts comic book movies. The more realistic you make it, so it's like, alright, even in games, the more realistic you make comic. So like it had a game called Marvel's Avengers. They made that hyper realistic, where all the Avengers from Captain America to Hulk, it was what they would look like in the real world.
Nah, that was too good.
And the game looked good and everything. I liked it because I mean it's Marvel and I got to play as, so I was good with it. But it felt off and clunky and like weird, because it's like this man doing this action as a regular looking person is not gonna work. They cancel that game. They release Marvel Rivals. Wolverine forearms is the size of my head.
Yeah.
That makes that makes sense. It's the most accurate depiction, and people that game doing extremely well because they're not trying to stick to make them look real, make them look human, make them like what they look like, and that same thing, because we even before like Fantastic, when Fantastic Four was Chris Evans and them. I find that era of comics, even though people didn't really like that Fantastic Four, it was strange. It was off-putting. It was like, yes, they're in the real world, but it's like that man red orange. Like the thing in Fantastic, he was very dark.
Yeah.
But in original, it was like that man red orange. That is a comic book character. So like you can't, if you try to make it too realistic, it takes away from it. And I don't have a problem with what Zack Snyder was doing. I liked his movies. To this day, Man of Steel is still one of my favorite movies because of the action, the way he the choreographed fight scenes.
He does fight scenes very well.
Like I like that, but that was his vision of it, and he said that this is my vision of it. This is how I portray it. This is my thing going forward. And once you could look at it as just that, like yeah, this is cool. But if you try to look at it as this is what Superman's supposed to be. This is what Wonder Woman was supposed to be. This is what Batman's supposed to look like. Then you go and get into what we have now, which is James Gunn fans, Zack Snyder fans, and it's like, none of them really like these characters now. You just actually want to argue.
I don't like his visions of characters.
Who?
But James Gunn.
James?
No, I wouldn't say that because I like Guardians. But Guardians wasn't too mainstream and he made them mainstream. So it's not like I don't like his characters. I don't like his depiction of certain characters.
Yes, he does have but I feel like his versions are much more comic based. Like he pulls heavily from comics.
I think his vision much more cartoon based than comic based. I think he didn't read too much comics. I think he watched a lot of cartoons. A lot of superhero cartoons. From the animated series, from the 1930s Superman that was the first one, Golden Age Superman frontier. I think he watched a lot of those and decided, yeah, let me go with this.
Well, all right, this guy had to be the one video for Superman, and we'll have to do a next one for Fantastic Four because this is
because we still going with it.
But what I was going to say is current Superman, Clark. So like his Superman was very emotional, as you said, as you disliked. Very emotional. But when it came to the actual putting in work, I feel like he was top tier. That man, and I think the one scene that had me like satisfied with him is when Engineer stuffed his lungs with nanites and he couldn't breathe. He could, like, this man's lungs would fill with foreign material. I didn't see him panic once. He got up, trying to assess the situation, figure out what can I do. Then he just take off in this guy. I was like, Wood, what's the plan? Lex was like, Wood, what's the plan? What is man trying to do? So it's like,
Well, I am, man.
well, we didn't see any sky beams, thank God. We saw sky beams? We saw sky beams?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the man shoot up in the sky. I was like, Wood, where you going?
People are man.
The man had the engineer punching the hell out of his face. Ultraman punching the next side of his face. And all I see is this man with his chest out, flying straight up, without phasing. Like I was like, yeah. This is what I expect to see. You're taking damage, but your chest still out, and I can see the S, and you're getting it done. Man reach up in the sky, mission accomplished, come back down, done. Simple as that. And Superman is not that complicated overly. It had a scene in I don't even know what movie it's from, where Lex was luring him into a red kryptonite room, and he had on kryptonite gloves, and he's telling Superman coming, about to beat the shit out of you.
And so I just close the door.
Close the door,
Yeah.
rip the room out to the ground,
Yeah.
and throw it away. I was like, no, it's that simple. It don't have to be that complicated.
Yeah.
So that all of that is like, yeah, this makes sense to me. I could see this as something Superman does. The way that he moving, I was satisfied with that. I felt good about how that when he was fighting Ultraman, when he eventually started to be able to fight him without Lex interfering, he was putting in work.
And like Ultraman could do anything. He had no control.
Well, he was fighting well after that. He was just shooting lasers and fighting well.
And then you defeated by letting a boss. You know, superhero. You get defeated by a boss sitting into a black hole. He thinks the boss hit you and he ain't trying to do nothing. He just Green Lantern.
I like Nathan Fillion, and he did a good job.
Reserve my comments for when Lanterns come out because Nathan Fillion is Nathan Fillion.
He was a douchebag in every way that guy is usually a douchebag.
Yeah. And he did it really well.
When he needs to come in clutch, though, he comes in clutch. But
Justice League still don't like the suits. Superman still don't like the suit. Still don't like the suit. Engineer. It's not a comic book character.
yeah, I think she knew.
I
But she
didn't
was
like
good.
the CGI. Superman don't move that spin laser thing. Super dope. But then, you know, everything had to be a common thing with the I'm doing important stuff. It's like, all right, cool.
it was a light movie. It wasn't
Everybody
like
making
everything
the
from
song,
the
like,
tone, yeah, the music, the soundtrack.
every-
I don't know if you know when
well, James Gunn on music, we know how he is.
because what he did was he well I think I don't know if he asked them or Spotify asked him to create playlists for each one of the characters. And what he said is like when he does that, when he creates a playlist for a character, it helps him design like the character's personality. So, like if there's the kind of music you're listening to, this is the kind of personality you're gonna have. And I mean I think that's pretty cool. I think it was.
We know James Gunn on his music, so
Yeah, he was big on the music.
so not terrible. I guess let's see where they go with it from here. Because I mean, one next Supergirl
Yeah.
coming out next year. Millie Alcock coming in at the end as Supergirl.
She looked good.
People hating that she come in drunk and like literally there's a comic.
That's how she is. Yeah.
Right? Can't get drunk on it, so you go to a different planet, Red Sun, where you can actually get drunk.
But she looked good as Super. I was a little worried because the last time I saw her in something was in House of the Dragon,
And she was a little
and she
good.
was a youth.
Yeah, a little good.
But
She still have that.
she have the youth look. But I think James Gunn says I think he said Superman actually. Kal actually is older than her.
Canonically in this, yeah.
Which
what he said.
I want to see how he wrap around how he spend that circle because
But she was well, an older teen when she gets sent and she get pulled into some void and a black hole, and that's why she reach after him or some garbage like that.
But if he's saying that Superman older than her in this, that mean that
He was born.
he was born before.
Yes,
in
I
this.
don't
I don't know how he
understand
gonna square that circle.
So we'll see. He have his ideas. I may not agree with it, but a lot of people do. So
We'll see. He also said that each DC project will be different. Not that it will be different. It doesn't have to have the same tone,
which is good
which is good.
because we don't want a whole James Gunn universe.
Because having the same tone that Superman has for Batman Brave and the Bold, it's not gonna work.
It's not.
It has to be darker. It could be. Alright, question. Do you prefer who was the last Batman? Oh, the Batman, like the tone, like the aesthetic look of that? Or do you
Pattinson?
yeah, or do you prefer when Arnold Schwarzenegger was Mr. Freeze? Yeah.
The Iceman cometh.
But that tone, that aesthetic, like how it's still dark on Gotham, but everything is lights on the nightlife and bright, but dark. They say I don't know. Tim Burton.
I know what I mean. You can't ask me this question because I would always go with Pattinson, that
Pattinson?
whole gritty,
Yeah.
like a Noah comic kind of vibe.
I think that's if he does Brave and the Bold like that, I don't think it would make sense because you're doing that with Matt Reeves' own, so it's gonna have to be
It's
different.
gonna be campy. It's gonna be campy.
It's gonna have to be different.
And that's why I say let Matt Reeves finish his universe. I think we are a few years off from Batman.
It's supposed to be 2027.
Well, no, that's Matt Reeves, part 2.
Brave and the Bold, I think it's supposed to be 20 because after Supergirl is
Swamp Thing.
something.
I think it's Swamp Thing.
Something is probably I don't know.
I think it's Swamp Thing.
I don't know. But Brave and the Bold is one of the next project because the projects that he have, Supergirl, the script for Wonder Woman and Batman, he say once the two of them written, I'm done. They gonna start shooting. So
Well, we'll see.
yeah,
I am not excited,
well,
but I'm looking forward to it because I mean, more superhero, more vibes. But like I said, it's not my cup of tea. Is the general audience out there cup of tea? Like apparently, this is what the world wanted out of Superman. But
I think it reminds because it was so light, because it was bright and the man was talking hopeful things and
no real stakes.
things happening and no, well, he had stakes. That's because he was weak because as you say he's weaker than that's what James Gunn said he wanted the man to be is why people find Batman more interested than Superman is because Batman has stakes. He doesn't have the strength to fix everything by just lifting or punching it. So he wanted a weaker Superman so that there's more stakes. When Hammer Revere come in the picture,
Still don't have that much sticks to me. But I mean, like I
because
say,
when Superman had a choice to make, it was either save the city or go after Lex.
or tell you what entire harm. Yeah, James Gunn.
No. Yeah, so I think people just like the fact that it reminded them of a lighter version of Superman, which they haven't had in a long time. Because as Zack Snyder's Superman was cool. Very, very cool. Like he was just like this imposing figure, but he wasn't bright and hope and like warm, very warm because of the way that Zach was. He didn't get much time to portray him. So maybe the vision was to eventually show him being bright and that side of him, but he didn't get to show that yet. So Henry Cavill, when you see Henry Cavill Superman, you thinking about Injustice Superman or in a black suit or just dark tones, and it's like, I mean, it was cool, but that's not what you think of when you think of Superman. He's not bright, he's not warm, he's not like inviting. So I think that's why people looked at him like Superman again. That's what they say. Because, like I said, I have absolutely no disrespect towards Zack Snyder's version of him. Because, like I said, I loved Man of Steel for what it was, but that was Zack Snyder's version of Superman.
I still think this is James Gunn's version of Superman, just like that was Zack Snyder's version.
It is, but I think, like I said, James Gunn's version of his whole thing is still closer to comic and cartoon than Zack's own was.
Yeah.
Zack's is closer to real world.
Zack was
James is
closer to the video game.
Injustice. Yeah. So, yeah. And I mean, if you want a Superman, people gonna be like, I want to see. Oh, I want. Well, it's just that because they've had this for so long, I kind of want to see this again. When this started going, people gonna be like, oh, I kind of want back. Or back when he was dark. I want to see him shooting lasers at everybody.
That whole thing about history repeats and all kind
Because
of things,
remember, other than Zack Snyder version and stuff, you had the boys coming into the picture.
which is a dark,
It's so like, and then Invincible.
which is a dark.
So that's what people just seeing these days. So
Wonderful, maybe Happy is the new rock star. Yeah, because I'm a punk rocker, yes I am.
I think it's
Garbage.
just people getting burnt out on the dark stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
So Superman, what do you think? Let us know.
Yeah. Do you think are you looking forward to the sequels? Do you look forward to Supergirl?
If you're not looking forward to it, you have no choice because there's what we get moving forward.
Well,
But yeah, let us know your thoughts on it. I believe what I believe, he believes what he believes. A lot of people don't see it how I see it, and I know that, but it's just me. So let me know what you think.
yeah, man.
You know, let me know why you agree with him, because we all know you're gonna agree with him.
Yeah. I think a lot of the people on Zack Snyder's side,
I'm not on Zack Snyder.
No, I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying that people, once they find somebody saying this was my favorite Superman, they will latch on to it. They will latch on to like, look at this YouTuber. He said that he don't like James Gunn's Superman.
I've been against this from the first time I saw the costume. At the beginning, it was the whole Henry Cavill thing and how they did him dirty. But then I saw the suit and I was like, it's James Gunn.
But you heard what he went on there with that Henry Cavill thing?
Yeah, that was disgusting. The Rock is an idiot.
Yeah, he was really trying to be that guy.
He was trying to force the hand.
He was trying to be Black Adam is that guy.
That's which he's not.
Man made a whole plan while DC executives
He's planning their thing.
dog.
Yeah, so forget the Rock. Still don't like him as an actor. He should stick to voice acting. But yeah, let me see where to go with it. Lobo.
Jason Moore.
Looking forward to that.
That would be good. That would be great.
Lobo, and he's going to be in Supergirl. I think they say.
Really?
I think they
That
say
would
he's
make
going to be in
sense.
Supergirl.
Because I feel like Supergirl might be very Guardians like.
Yeah, but I agree with a lot of people saying that they try to stuff a lot into this,
It was packed. It was packed.
right? Which they didn't have to. But you know, that's neither here nor there. I just don't believe a guy that created a Pocky was using battleship to fight, but whatever.
Next time, guys.